Network speeds have a huge impact on web performance. The same codebase loading on a 3G connection can take many seconds longer to load than on 4G, which in web performance land is an eternity. This is because the slower the connection, the longer it takes website assets to download from server to browser. As part of performance testing, you will need to simulate a variety of network speeds to get a more complete picture of your website's performance. As we've already seen, this can be done using Web Page Test and to some extent Google Lighthouse. However, sometimes you just need to simulate a slow connection directly on your own device. It might be to prove to a stakeholder that performance isn't only about the latest 4G iPhone, or perhaps to quickly test a theory whilst knee-deep in optimization. In this video, we'll take a look at how to simulate network speeds at both the browser and OS level. In Chrome DevTools, click on the Network tab and then this drop-down menu. You get a few options out of the box and also the ability to add your own, which in this case you can see I've already done so. So here's a page load using my standard internet connection. And now here's one where I'm throttling network traffic, which adds a considerable amount of loading time. Just remember that you need to keep DevTools open for the throttling to stay active. Firefox is pretty similar to Chrome. Click on the Network tab, then this drop down, and select a network speed. The only difference is that you can't define your own custom speeds, but at least it comes with more than Chrome by default. Let's just move on. If we can throttle at the browser level, isn't that a problem solved? Well, as explained in this article by Patrick Meenan, because DevTools throttling is implemented at the browser level, which is just software, it sits well above the part of the OS which handles the network. This means the DevTools throttling won't be fully accurate and should only really be used for rough ballpark timings. So on macOS, the best way to throttle speeds at a network level is using a utility app called Network Link Conditioner. This doesn't come with macOS by default, you have to download it from the Apple website. It comes bundled with a package called Additional Tools for Xcode, which, if you didn't know, is Apple's dev environment for making apps. Make sure to grab the correct package for your version of Xcode, and if you don't have Xcode altogether, just grab it from the App Store. In this package, you get lots of utility apps included. The one you're after is in the hardware directory, and is called networklinkconditioner.prefpane. Installing this makes the app appear under your Mac's system preferences. The app itself is pretty simple to use, which is always good. You can select which network condition you want to simulate, and if you want to add your own, just click this Manage Profiles button. When you're ready to throttle, just toggle the on and off switch. When testing websites, I'd recommend opening a private window. Otherwise, existing cache may give the impression the website is loading faster than it otherwise would. Just remember that Network Link Conditioner throttles all apps which use the internet, so whilst it's active, don't expect your Dropbox or Google Drive to behave normally. And whilst it's active, you'll also get a handy icon up here in the toolbar, so you don't forget to turn it off when you're done. In Windows, there's no real alternative as simple to use as Apple's Network Link Conditioner app, which doesn't require you to disable settings in the BIOS, which nobody really wants to do, let's be honest. Instead, we'll download a fully fledged proxy application called Charles, which is available for download on Mac, Windows and Linux at charlesproxy.com. Once you've installed it, open the app. Click the proxy header, followed by the throttle settings option. Here we can configure what will be slowing down. We can either apply the throttling to all web traffic or just individual sites only. You have a number of speed presets to choose from and also the ability to create your own. Once you're happy, start throttling and that should do it. Charles adds an icon to your status bar, which features convenient shortcuts, including toggling the throttling on and off. If you're testing on the iOS simulator, which is bundled with Xcode, then this just uses your Mac's internet connection. So throttling that with the Network Link Conditioner app will throttle it here as well. Simple. If you're using a real iOS device though, there's a little more to it. With the latest version of Xcode installed, create a new project. Now, connect your iOS device to your Mac via USB. Then, if it isn't already showing here, click and then select it from the pop-up menu. Now, on your iOS device, open the Settings app. You should see a new option called Developer. This contains lots of useful options for debugging the platform. Here you will find an option for, yes, Network Link Conditioner. It works the same way as on a Mac and allows you to throttle your iOS device to one of these preset speeds. Or you can add your own. If you disconnect your device from the Mac, the developer option will still be there, but may disappear if you restart the device, or after a period of time, requiring you to reconnect it again using the same process. Network Link Conditioner is still available even if you don't have a SIM card installed. It just throttles whatever Wi-Fi connection your test device is connected to. On an Android device, there are apps available similar to the Network Link Conditioner, like this one called BradyBound for example. However, these typically require you to root your Android device, which you may or may not wish to do. Alternatively, if you have a SIM card with a data plan, go to the Settings app and then the Cellular Networks option. This may be hidden under the More option in Wireless and Networks. In here, you should see a preferred network type, which is probably set to 4G. Setting this to 3G will throttle your data connection to, well, 3G. What if your Android device doesn't have a SIM card? For example, if you have it only for testing purposes. In this instance, the best course of action would be to share your throttled internet connection from your Mac or PC as a Wi-Fi hotspot. This doesn't lead to the most accurate results, but it is better than nothing. Here are a few guides to get you started.